As always, it's great to have you back. I'm your host, Nate Shear, and this is Mind Force, a podcast sponsored by the three L's: love, life, and learning. Today's conversation is all about becoming who you really are. We're talking about dropping that performance mask and living from authentic power, making daily shifts that are 1% that build mental fitness, resilience, and inner freedom, and rewriting your personal narrative after setbacks, adversity, or beginnings that seemed impossible to overcome. This episode is for anyone who's ever felt stuck between who they are and who they think they need to be. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Nate. I'm really excited to be here.
Absolutely. For all the listeners that don't know you yet, who are you?
I'm Mikael. I was born with cerebral palsy, but it has never stopped me to see whatever I want to do in life. And I hope I can inspire you to open new doors in your life and commit to some new angle in your struggle, in your goal setting, or whatever. I was born in Sweden, but now I live in Thailand.
What are you passionate about right now?
Right now, I'm planning next week to do a performance in art. We have worked a long time. We have cut some movie that we have made by ourselves, made the music, made everything around it. And now it's time to practice for the performance. And that's next week. So that's
Oh,
I'm very excited for that right now.
nice. The big show's coming up.
Yeah.
What experiences shape the message that you bring into the world today?
Oh, it's so many clues that I have had over my whole life. I thought everybody was like me. When I was 4 years old, I went to my mom and I said, "Mom, I want to be a rock climber." And she looked at me and said, "But you can't make money on that." My hands, I couldn't open my hands. My feet was opposite from Charlie Chaplin, and I ran and saw the climbing of Mount Everest on TV. 20 years later, 24 years old, I was a climbing instructor. She was wrong. You can't make money on climbing. And that's the mindset that I have had all my life. It doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, what non-possibilities you have. If you act on that and you have the passion for it, you can achieve nearly anything you want.
Yeah, it's a powerful message. It's common, probably too common, where we're told the things we can't do. I think we probably need to be told the things we can do maybe a little bit more often.
Yeah, that's right. Some of the things they tell you about what you can do, that's kind of boring stuff for you because your mind is made from you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Before we get too much farther, Michael, I'd like to see if you have a question for me.
Yeah, I want to know, I'm a curious guy. You with your background, how have you changed the magic you did in the Air Force and so on into your new life, in what you do today?
Yeah, I think that the Air Force, or really the military in general, gives you a lot of tools to be able to get through and overcome difficult things. And I think a lot of it comes not necessarily from, because I think a lot of people initially would think I was talking about the classes or the CBTs or the trainings we go through. I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's more having to live in the military and get through some of it. I think I'd mentioned that on another show, but I've lived overseas multiple times. So right now, living in the United Kingdom and previously living in Japan, you have to get there and register your car and figure out how the trash works there and the taxes and the all these things you have to do and learn. And so you're continually learning and trying to grow and kind of moving through things. And so I think it builds a lot of resilience in you. So when difficult things do come up, you realize that you can get through them because, yeah, living in Japan, completely different than living in the United Kingdom. And so getting through some of those things, like it feels really difficult. Like when you first get to a location, you know where nothing is. You got to get your rental car. You give all your stuff away. It gets put in storage for a while. You know, make things, you just make do. I think you make do so much that when difficult things come up, it's really easy. Like at one point, when you go to move, they take all your stuff and you live on air mattresses and like cardboard boxes and stuff. And you're fine. You realize that you don't need as much as you really need or you think you need. I think that's what I've learned.
So without that background, maybe you haven't gone to Japan or UK. Do you think that's
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
wow? That's very interesting. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll step into your first pillar, which is dropping the performance mask. When did you first realize you were performing rather than fully being yourself?
I have been a public speaker for many, many years back in Sweden. Now I'm in Thailand. And when you're empty, you go off the stage and you're empty. There is nothing there. The performance you have made, people applaud, people see you on up somewhere, but you go home alone to your hotel, take a taxi or airplane home, and you are like empty. And I thought, why does this emptiness so big? Then I cover that it's a mask. When I go around, it's a mask. It's a performance mask that I put on in different situations. Sometimes they are good, but most of the time they are fake. That's not the real you. And especially here in Thailand, I was lazy sometimes. My girlfriend said, "What are you doing? That's not you." And she told me straight away, because to live in Thailand, you have to be authentic. You have to be you. Why are you here on the planet? You have to be you all the time. No mask, nothing. And that's how I came up with this authenticity and mask of how do you live a life when you don't have a mask, then you're authentic the whole time.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you had a girlfriend that helped kind of get you back on track. I think a lot of people are kind of living through life and maybe they don't have that person that helps them. So what advice do you have from someone that maybe is wearing the mask but doesn't know it?
I think, like I told in the beginning, if you use the mask and you feel empty, like lonely, that's a sign that it's not good for you. It's not good for me. So what I do then, I take a step back and breathe, and then I act authentic. And sometimes it's very hard in the beginning because I came to some friends and they told me, "Are you hungry?" No, but I was hungry. And I said, "Sorry, I was lying. I'm really hungry. I can eat with you." So you have to confront yourself in the situation. And I practice a lot when I discover, because I talk about half life, you live automatically, and half life is like half dead. So you don't really live fully you, the authentic you. Take a step back, reflect. Do I really need say what I want to do now and then act from the real you. That's my
Yeah.
advice. And it's simple, it's free, anybody can do it. Anybody, but it's hurtful and it's relief. Because when you say, no, sorry, I lied, I'm really hungry, then it's like, wow. And you get very much respect from the people that you are talking with also. It's like a win-win situation. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's super interesting because I feel like the more we get with computers and AI and whatnot, the more we're almost automated ourselves. Like you said, you respond before you even really think about it. It's like, no, no, I'm good. It's not even true. So that is interesting. Why do you think so many people wear masks?
Listen, they are afraid. What are people thinking about me? And we are afraid because they are teach from school to hide how much we study, how hide a lot of stuff from neighbors, from rumors, from we hiding behind because we are afraid, like we should be discovered and everything will break down. So it's like
Mm.
a system we learn automatically.
Hmm.
Is
Yeah,
it?
that makes sense. It's interesting how often that we're worried about the outside perception. I took a class called Outward Mindset, and it was very interesting how that drives so many of our decisions on how others view us when we really shouldn't worry about it. But obviously, that's easier said than done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very, like anything, you have to practice. You have to practice. If you really want to be free, you have to practice. And freedom is not about money, it's about finding out who am I. The more I learn about me, the more impact I will have on other people. That's the system. Because when I take a stand, I create a way that other people need to act. And that's the system. And if I'm true, but the problem with this, my truth today is not the same in 1 year if I work on myself, because I will see the world differently, hopefully, if I do what I want to explore in my world. So I will see other stuff in 1 year. So I will act from another angle. But the truth today is the truth today. And in 1 year,
Mm.
hopefully, it's a better truth than today, because I want to discover who I am and how I act and what happens when I do stuff in my life is like an adventure in your own life. I call it an adventure.
Yeah, I think the more I've read and researched, the more I believe you're either getting better or you're getting worse. And there's no really, saying the exact same. I think a lot of people want to just kind of maintain a middle and just kind of stay the same. And if they don't work on anything, it's fine. But I don't think that's really the case. I think you either, like you said, have that mindset of changing and getting better, and that, in 1 year you'll be a different person, or any 1 year I think you'll also be a different person. But in the negative aspect, if you don't try to work on some stuff. So I think we have to continuously, keep showing up.
Yeah. And the thing is that everything you want now and into the future is outside our comfort zone, because we want to be in our comfort zone because then we can relax. But all the things we want, they are outside.
Mm.
The cheapest way to go outside your comfort zone is to confront you. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? And the sad thing is that most people, they have no clue where they want to be in 1 year, 5 years. They have no idea.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of skydiving. I don't have too many, but I have 33 jumps. And you go up and you do your safety checks and you ride the airplane up, and the door opens up. The aircraft gets cold because all the air rushes in. You're super nervous. And then you have to push yourself out the door. And then as soon as you're falling, there's just a sense of peace and the scenery and the view and everything is so nice for a full minute, but you have to like push yourself out the door. If you don't, then you're still in the airplane.
Wow, that's good. Wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah, you gotta get yourself out the door. So like my mom, I got her to go on her 50th birthday. So we got her and she, was completely freaked out and then, loved it. She's like, I'd go again, but you have to go.
Wow,
Yeah. I'm curious. So what do you think authentic power feels like instead of the mask? What's that freedom feel like?
that's a very good question. The authentic power is you have like your inner smile, your inner glow, your inner unstoppable machine that just phew, phew, continue to wherever you want to go. That is an authentic power that you can create, and you just know that it's true.
Mm.
And people who meet you, they see in this situation, this goal you have, you're unstoppable, unstoppable.
Yeah, I liked earlier you said it kind of ripples out, which I think is so true. And you also said it's free. And that's another thing I think is super important. Like holding the door for someone or helping somebody or something, those little things like that person feels good, they kind of smile, they feel good, and then they start helping other people. There's so many things where we think about ourselves and only ourselves. I wish more times we think about other people because, like you said, you focus on the goal and then maybe someone you don't even know, you're out for a run trying to, run your first 5K or something, and then someone sees you and like, oh, I should get out there, and then they start. Maybe you never see that they, you inspired them, but just being out there, maybe that was the inspiration they needed.
I mean, I have so many stories. As I said, I was a public speaker in Sweden. I did a lot of public appearance, and sometimes you meet them on the street. And it was this lady. She was serving food at the big dinner, and she said, "Sorry, Michael, can I say something?" Sure. Yesterday I was with my son at the doctor, and he got some asthma, children asthma, probably have to have medicine his whole life. And I was crying, but then I was laughing because they remember you telling your story. And I thought, if Michael can do what he stands for, my son and I, we have no problem. I mean, whatever we do, whatever people meet, if you meet them authentically with you, then it affects people 10 times more than if you act with a mask or whatever it is. I think that's the key to the mystery of life.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love stories. Stories I feel like are so impactful. You can tell somebody, an idea, but when you show them with a story, it's just so much more powerful. So that's amazing. Well, Mike, we're going to move into your second pillar, which is daily 1% shifts. People often look for massive breakthroughs.
Mm.
Why do small daily shifts matter so much?
Or there is, if you practice something 5 minutes every day for 1 year, you will be within the 5% best in the world. Any subject, anything, 5 minutes, trumpet, guitar, computer, or whatever you want that you have passion for. And you do it every day. It's like a chain reaction. So I call it the 1% because if you find the right one, the one that gives your body tingle in the stomach, your smile on your face, your glow in your eyes, to find that and do little every day, then it will start a chain reaction that will change the other 99 in 1 year automatically. That's
Mm.
why it's so important to take a step back and yes, see what will happen.
Yeah, I feel like people always want the big thing, and I think you have to do the smaller things to get there. Like we've seen in different books and stories, like getting up and making your bed. That's super important. People think, oh, it's kind of silly. Like it doesn't matter if I make my bed, but they've proven if you make that, you feel better, and then your routine is
Mhm.
better. You're off and going, and so it's kind of interesting how often we dismiss the small things, but I think the more I've lived, the small things really do get you there. People like look at the big stuff, but they don't realize it took the 10 small things to get there.
And you are from the military. The military, they have tried out. If everybody makes the bed first step every morning, you have a different discipline all around. They are not
Mm.
wrong. But I used to tell people one step more. First make your bed, then sit down on the bed and think, what's the most important thing today that can make me smile? It's a good story. I had a man, he called me one day and said, I wake up this morning, everything is fucked up, nothing is working, I'm so depressed. And I said to him, but if you should lie to you, lie big. What do you mean? Well, if you go up tomorrow morning, it will be the same as today. You can tell yourself, what a fantastic day today. Lie big.
Yeah, might as well.
Those are not true. And 2 weeks later, he called me back and said, what a difference. What a difference. His whole life changed just because he lied big and said, what a fantastic day. It's incredible. Yeah, mind
There,
blowing.
there you go.
Yeah.
Convince yourself the mind is a powerful thing. Michael, what are some simple practices that help strengthen mental fitness over time?
When you get pressured in decision making, should I buy milk or should I buy chocolate or whatever it is, take a step back, breathe. Because when your pulse go down, your whole system go down, then you can change your direction and you have a bigger chance of making the right decision. I have so many stories about this. So take a step back, breathe, and then decide. It's very simple. And if you practice sometimes, practice means you have to practice 30, 40, 50 times. It takes only 5 seconds. So you have time to do it. And you will see big change with this simple thing. That's the most important thing I teach people. Take a step back, breathe, and then you know the answer in your body. It's powerful.
Yeah. Take a quick breath and pause. That's probably good. I think a lot of times we're run by emotions and other things. So maybe taking that pause really lets you reset and get you squared away. How do you stay committed to growth when progress feels invisible?
I think the key here is if you don't have the goal that fits what you are, then you cannot progress. But if you have a goal where you tingle in the stomach, your eyes glow, and you feel like, wow, 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 then you just continue. So the goal setting, whatever it is in your life, that's the magic, because then you continue, and you don't care about nothing else. Money, famous, it's your goal. So I used to tell people it's a crazy story. It's a personal story about a cat, a wild cat in the kitchen behind. In Thailand, you have the kitchen outside, a wild cat. And every time you go out there, he ran away. Then he ran away. And I thought, well, I want to have that cat on my lap. So I was trying to go out quietly. I was training myself. How can I get the cat to come to me? It took 1 month, 2 months. I think it took me 7 months every day. And the cat sat on my lap. And my girlfriend, she said, how do you do that? I mean, I was so filled with proudness in myself. I don't think I even told anybody the first 2 3 years that I have the goal of getting this wildcat sitting on my lap. That kind of feeling, I think that answers your question. So it's not about crazy goals or achievement. It can be small things in your home too that gets you when you achieve them.
So it's really more about the goal and how that fuels you with energy and things like that. That makes sense. Yeah, you got to have something that really gets you going and motivates you.
And you know, this cat, I didn't get anywhere the first 3 months. Nowhere.
You
But
had to keep showing up.
I was committed, and every time I walk out to the kitchen, I spend 5 10 seconds. That's it. But every time,
Sometimes it takes 7 months. Well,
yeah,
Michael, your third pillar is rewriting your personal narrative. How do our personal stories shape what we believe is possible?
I mean, I was born dead, 45 minutes not breathing. I was laid by the babies that was dead. And
Mm.
after 30, 40 minutes, a nurse came by and saw me breathing. So I had like 0 chance. If you have been without breath that long time, it affects everything you have. Walking possibilities, talking, eating by yourself, get a family, have a girlfriend, or whatever. It affects everything in your life totally. But I never learned how to be like a person with cerebral palsy. I have never act as a person with cerebral. I don't know how to do it. So I believe that if your mind can put up any goal in your life, you can achieve it. When I was 10 years old, ran my first 200 meter down a hill and up a hill, 200 meter, and I was knocked down. I was totally so I had to lay down. It was at that moment I decided I want to go to the Olympics. So I started training for the Olympics. So I trained for 10 years to the Olympics. And then after 10 years, they told me there is something called Paralympic. So then I knew I was going to go there. It took me another 7 years before I went there. But it's like a life chain reaction. You don't know where you will end up. I ended up in Atlanta 1996, broke the world record, all this famous stuff. But I did, that was an other mask, because I thought if you do that and you get famous, your emptiness inside you will disappear. But it didn't. I was searching, where is the magic happening? But nothing happened. Nothing happened. So I tried to find it another way, but that's a long story. I don't know if this answers your question, but your story is important, but you failing and your things happening in your life, they will shape you for your future all the time. You like, I asked you a question before, how the military should choose your way to Japan, to England, and so on. If you use your story in your new situation where you are, that's a powerful tool.
Yeah, absolutely. What are some of the things you said you set some records and that didn't really, fill you? What are some of the things you've done that really, made you glow?
Except that the cat story.
Except the cat.
Yeah. Yeah, I had this. I live 4 hours from Bangkok, Thailand, in a fishing village. I came here. I'm a painter. I paint big paintings and so on. And there was this table with 30 people sitting there. And they said, Michael, you can't sell paintings in Thailand. They don't know who you are. Well, I will. How much will you take for a paint? 30,000 baht. That's like 1,000, yeah, 1,000 euro, $1,000, something like that. For painting, you're crazy. 2 hours from here, you can go to Pattaya. You can buy a Monet copy for like $100. You cannot sell painting. You're crazy. 2 months later, I had my first exhibition in Bangkok. I had this beautiful painting, 2 by 2 meter, and I sold it for 10,000 euro. And then,
Wow.
yeah, and the newspaper wrote, a business newspaper wrote about it, that I sold this painting. So when I came back to this group, they, I mean, it's a magic. You can do whatever you want if you have the mindset. And that's a story that makes me glow. Not because the people were wrong, it's because I know it's like a ticket. I knew that I could do it, and I did it. Did it. Even I'm unknown, it doesn't matter. You can do so much more with your life.
Yeah, that's a powerful story. You're happy, you got the glow and energy. It has nothing to do with the money or proving anyone wrong, just that you could do it.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. How can someone begin rewriting their story without pretending the pain they had never happened?
I used to call it like mapping out your life. Stop everything. Take a pen, write your name in the middle, make a circle, and then you put all the stuff that you think is important in your life and distance from your name how important they are. Anybody can do it. A piece of paper, your name in the middle. And when you have done that, then you take a different color and then you write an arrow what direction you want this stuff to go. And then you have like a map of your own life. Very simple. Anybody can do it. And then you put this on the fridge so you see it every day. That should I have less fun or that should I have more? And you can,
Okay.
very simple.
Yeah, that's a good one. Some mind mapping, getting some ideas and thoughts out there. You probably have it within you. You just need to get it down on paper, and then you have something to reference. That's a great idea. I like that.
And the thing is, with the arrow going further away, going further to you, that's the trick, that's the magic. Because then you feel I should have less of that, more of that. It's a fantastic thing to do, really.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, Michael, let's try to bring it all together. If someone listening feels trapped by their past, exhausted by performance, and unsure how to move forward, what first step would bring them back to building a more authentic and empowered life?
Get to know you. Who are you? Think really, who are you? And it's not the big thing, it's the small thing. Do you put your right shoe or your left shoe on first? That's not important. What's important, do you know what happens if you put on the opposite? Because something else will happen, even
Hmm.
with the shoe. So when you try that, then you will see something different will happen. So try to know who are you? How many automatic things do we do every day without even thinking about it at all? Some are good, some are
Yeah,
not good. I don't
you
know
got
if
to get to
that,
know yourself.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah, absolutely. You got to get to know yourself before you can work on it. You can't rewrite your
yeah,
story until you know who you are. You got to know the main character first. Well, Michael, thank you for sharing your perspective and your story. Before we wrap up, where can the listeners connect with you and follow your work?
I think I'm on the main platforms Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I have a website called michaelavatar.com. Michael with a K, not H with a K. And I find out last week or whatever that the AI can't find me. I'm trying to fix that.
AI. Some good stuff and some not good stuff.
But michaelavatar.com with a K, you can find whatever about me, movies, podcasts. You have a lot of free stuff there, even.
Perfect. And we'll get that stuff in the show notes and make sure that's all squared away so everyone can connect with you. To everyone listening, remember that transformation rarely happens all at once. Small shifts repeated consistently can completely change your life. I love you all. See ya.